So you can see here I've used my razor tool and I've split my green screen footage into 4 different clips here, and these are really the 4 sections of the lesson that Senior Ford teaches here. And I've done that so I can move him around based on what I want to show in the background in that section. So the first 2 sections here, the first section he introduces himself, and the second section, I'll go ahead and play it here.
Soy Californio. En el mapa del mundo, California está aquí.
All right, so in the second section, he points to a map that's behind him. He says California está aquí, California is here, but there's no California there. So we're going to go ahead and fix that. And before we do, well, let me show you this. I've got a map of the Americas here, and I'm going to drag that into video 2, and I'm going to expand it out so we can see it behind him there. Now, he's not pointing at California, and that map looks a little funny with the white on the side, so I want to actually pull that map out a little bigger. So I'm going to select it here, and I'm going to stretch it out so it fills the whole space there. And I'll go even a little farther, and I'm going to pull that down. Now, he's still not pointing at California. If I wanted him to point at California, I'd have to move the map way over here. So I would then have this awkward white space. So I'm going to move that map back this way, and I'm going to lock it there, and then I'm going to unlock Senior Ford, my video 6, and I'm going to move him over so he's pointing squarely at California. Now, I could actually bring him in a little bigger for this section, and there we go. He's pointing at California. Now you see I stretched him out here, and that's just for this little clip here. So if I go to the next clip, he's small again. Go to the first clip, he's small, and then when it skips to this next one, all of a sudden he's big. So that's the first image that I'll have in the background.
En el mapa del mundo, California está aquí.
So there he
California
points right at.
está en
All right, so now he starts talking about California is here, and Oregon is above it, and Mexico is below it, and to the east, or he says north, south, to the east we've got Nevada, to the west we've got the Pacific Ocean. So I've got images for all these. So I'm going to actually pull in I'm going to unlock video 2, and I'm going to pull in my map of California, and I want this to go for the whole time he's talking about this. So for that whole clip, I want California to be in there. Now, I'll actually go ahead and move Senior Ford. He's going to be over on this side for this one, and I'll lock him there. And then I'm going to move California, and I'll move it over here. And I want to make it small because I want to be able to put other states above, below, etc. So I'll put California right in there. Next, I want to put in Oregon. That is the next one he talks about, so I'm going to drag that to video 2. And I know I want it to end at the same place. I want everything to be showing up at the end. So I want it to end there, and I'll have it start there. And we can fine-tune that once we get in there. But you'll see Oregon, it's not in the right spot. So I'm going to move it. I need to turn it. So if I hover over one of the corners and just pull out a little bit, I'm not dragging yet, I'm just pulling out, you'll see that I get a little arrow there that's curved, so I can rotate it in the direction I need, and then I can shrink it to the size I need, and then I can drag it to the position I need. And we're just going to go kind of quickly here. So you would want to fine-tune this a lot better. But there's Oregon. Next he mentions Mexico, so I'll pull in my map of Mexico here. Again, I want to end at the same place, but start in here. So I've got this Mexico map, and I'm going to drag that down. I want that to be bigger here. Now we can't see all of Mexico, so I'm going to show you keyframing in the next video that will allow us to see Mexico a little bit better. So we'll dial that in, get that set up right there. Next we've got Nevada, and so I'll put Nevada in right here, and I'll have that start over here. drag my playhead over it. There it is. And I'll pull that over there. Looks like it needs to go a little bigger and needs to turn a little bit so that it's lined up really well there. So there's those 4. And next we're going to have the Pacific Ocean show up. Now I don't have an image that looks like an ocean, so what I did is I brought a whole wave image in. But in order to put that on this map, I want it to show up behind Senior Ford here, but also behind all of these. So I need to insert another track between video 2 and video 1. I can just right click over here, add a track. I want to add one video track, and I want it to be after video 1. I don't need any audio tracks, so I'll just drag that to 0 and I'll click OK. All of a sudden I've got another track in there, so I can take my wave image and put that right in there. And if I expand that out, I can see I want that wave image to really take up my whole screen. I think that'll be kind of a fun effect there. Now let me play this and then we can figure out the timing, and I'll show you kind of how this looks.
Está aquí. California está en América del Norte. Al norte de California está Oregón. Al sur de California está México.
So I saw Mexico came in a little late, or a little early, so I'm going to drag that way a little bit. I'll play again.
Al este de California está Nevada. Al oeste de California está el Océano Pacífico.
Alright, so you see that wave comes in a little too early, so I'm going to drag that down, and that's our big surprise. So I'm going to have a cross dissolve to bring that in, to kind of fade it in. So let's take one more look at that and see how that looks.
Nevada. Al oeste de California está el Océano Pacífico. La capital de California es Sacramento.
Alright, so in the next tutorial I'll show you how to add a star for Sacramento and add a title, and then we'll add some video behind Senior Ford for this final piece.